For more free African history resources, please go directly to our website or click the links below.
The History of Islam in Africa, Part 7. The Swahili Kingdoms. The Swahili kingdoms were established in Eastern Africa in 700 AD. The original inhabitants of the Swahili coast were Bantu-speaking Africans who had migrated east from the continent's interior. They eventually spread up and down the coast, trading with each other and with the people of the African interior. The Swahili kingdoms were located alongside the Swahili coast in East Africa from modern-day Somalia in the north down to modern-day Mozambique in the south. The entire Swahili coast region was 3,200 kilometers in length. By 1000 AD, the Swahili kingdoms had established themselves as the premier trading nation within the East African coastal region. By 700 AD, Islam had spread to the Swahili kingdoms primarily due to the close proximity to Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, and the trade between Africa and Arab merchants. The first mosques were constructed in the region at this time as the religion spread throughout the kingdoms. The rise of the Swahili coast city-states can be largely attributed to the region's extensive participation in a trade network that spans the Indian Ocean. The Africans of the Swahili kingdoms largely exported raw products like timber, animal skins, spices, ivory and gold. Finished products were imported from as far as East Asia, such as silk and porcelain from China, spices and cotton from India, and black pepper from Sri Lanka. Some of the other imports received from Asia and Europe included cottons, silks, woolens, glass and stone beads, metal, wire, jewelry, sandalwood, cosmetics, fragrance, coal, rice, spices, coffee, tea, other foods and flavourings, teak, iron and brass fittings, sailcloth, pottery, porcelain, silver, brass, glass, paper, paints, ink, carved wood, books, carved chests, arms, ammunition, gunpowder, swords and daggers, gold, silver, brass, bronze, religious specialists, and craftsmen. Other regions that traded with the Swahili coast included Egypt in northeast Africa, Somalia in East Africa, Arabia, Persia, and Sumeria in the region of modern-day Iraq. In addition, the Swahili kingdoms traded with the European countries of Greece and Italy, specifically the city of Rome. By 900 AD, Islam had become the dominant religion of the Swahili kingdoms, and at this time the construction of mosques across the kingdom was widespread. As the Swahili merchants were Muslims, this helped to solidify the trade links to Arabs who were also the same religion. Within towns inside the kingdoms, a Muslim ruler was usually established along with a council of elders. Islam entered, often existing alongside traditional African practices and rituals. On the East Coast, Muslim traders from Arabia and Egypt began to permanently settle in towns and trading centres along the Swahili coast. The local African peoples and Arabs mixed, as did their languages, with intermarrying being common.